Hey there, and welcome to another Dave Does video. Today we're going to check out Dewa Budjana and Mahandini. Yes, a Mahandini music video composed by Dewa Budjana, produced by Jimmy Haslett, performances by Dewa Budjana, Jordan Rudez, Marco Miniman, and Mahandini are Day on bass. This was something that was requested from quite a while back. Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to get around to it. I've had too many other projects to do, but I am finally here. As always, if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share. Let's get into this.
No, we're playing Mahandini.
Mahandini.
Is this Mahandini?
Yeah.
Always a good question. Is this Mahandini?
It's always like between 5 and 6 and 6 and 5. Always that kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm mostly thinking like 5 and then 6 from on my end.
5, 6, or 6,
I count
5?
actually 5 and 6 on this
5
one.
and 6.
Yeah.
So,
It's always good as musicians in a room if you can kind of talk in that, like 6 and 5s and 5s and 6 and time signatures, and know what each other's talking about. Even if you're not using like those sort of terms, if you're talking about like pre-chorus, choruses, and you can refer to it like coming in after 4 and then dropping in on the second, you drop in and go an octave higher, or whatever you might be saying, whatever the phrasing might be. It's good in a room that you can kind of talk that and understand that language. If you get someone in that room who just doesn't know that phrasing, and I've been in that situation before where you're in a band and you're connecting, I'll be on drums, I'll be talking to the guitarist, and me and him will be talking about like line arrangement changes and stuff like that, and we'll be going on the second verse on the second bar, can you take it an octave higher, and then we'll drop it into half time at bar 4, and he'll be like straight on, whereas the other guy, maybe someone else in the room, will just be like, sorry, hang on, what section's that? And you spend a lot of time trying to show them the riffing or explain the riffing and go, that bit there, this how it goes like that, and then we're going to half time it. If you can get the short language. Sorry, I get a lot of helicopters today. Short language sort of in the room, you can save a lot of time. I'll wait for this helicopter to bugger off ski. It's about the 5th or 6th helicopter this morning. There's definitely either been an accident locally or something like that. Something's going on. Oh, there's an airplane at the same time. There you go. Anyway, let's get back to this, drown out the background noise.
That's me drum solo of that, right?
So it sounds good in there.
And now we can play it in the real tempo, which is probably much slower.
yeah, it's like 19 over.
What about the solo? It's more longer.
Well, I'll keep
And let me also, I'm sure you're cool with this, but if you get to a certain point and something happens, we can always punch you in and do an insert from that point on. But your playing is all great, so.
Thank you. Sorry, can
You want to practice it with a
Anyone that doesn't know what punching in is, because you may not, I'm sure you do, but punching in is basically where you just pick up that point and then we'll just record that one section and just drop it back in. Usually you just do it for an individual instrument, so as long as the whole backing track kind of holds, and that's where the drummer gets the kind of the emphasis on, because the drummer's takes need to be spot on. If the drummer screws up, then it's kind of has to potentially retake that whole song again, because you get bleed from the microphone. So when you're playing on these live kits, if you misstep on, say, a cymbal hit or something like that, well, the other microphones are going to pick up that misstep. So you can't just drop in a drum hit. It's not going to sound the same without all those other hits going on. So drums have to kind of get it right, which is another reason for not being too busy on the drums. You can get away with it a little bit with drop-ins if you really need to on them. Just my thoughts on that one.
click track?
I would say if we record to a click, then we should.
Okay, great.
To make it
Yeah,
easier to
record
count,
to a click.
1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3.
Does sound like Dream Theater already. I don't know if it's just his piano playing, but it's also the tempo. It's such a Dream Theater tempo. I mean, even though they're not like only ones that do this, it's just they're really well known, or especially because I react to quite a few bits of Dream Theater on this channel. I like the fact that they're all in the same room recording this, headphones on. You get a lot of bands that will separate themselves out. It's not usual to have the drums in the same room as all the others just because of any background bleed or anything. They want to keep the drums completely isolated. But this is really nice because you can kind of just follow each other and lock it in like a rehearsal studio. So I think that's really nice that they're in that position. So you can see I showed that was a camera cut. And musicians do this. We do verbalise what we're playing. So although we can't see the drummer's face, I would be surprised if he's not going. And we do. A lot of it is we're literally running the drum beats in our heads a fraction of a second ahead of what we're playing actually. So you're so because you can't always hear what everyone else is playing, so you need to verbalize and internalize the track. So you might have a click going on, and usually with the click it makes that flow a little bit off because you're not quite as with it. You have to do like a 3 or 4 run throughs to really kind of almost blank out the click while still holding the tempo. Like he switched onto an off tempo, so he's playing on the offbeat on the cymbal. I was just thinking from a drummer point of view, there's a lot of drummers that like to put lots of stuff going on. Now the fact that you've got this piano, guitar and bass all kind of basically they're all basically doing this lovely like flowing melody. You don't want the drums to be doing trying to be filling all those beats because you've got so much noise going on from the rest of the band. Drums need to be holding nice and tight, and he's doing that brilliantly well. He's using really just doing dynamic elements and using the hi-hats as a kind of flow-in to keep it busy enough on the drums to keep it so it's not just him going and like sitting there on the backbeat. He's keeping it nice and locked, but he's not kind of trying to put loads of fills and toms and stuff. No, my luck, I'm going to press play and there's going to be tons of fills kicking in. I actually think this is shy. This wasn't a one take. That's not surprising. I'm going to get this content. Very busy on the bass. Lots of lovely scales. There's a cutscene there on the camera. Those 2 versions of the videotape that she's cut together. These parts of the song you really need to listen to multiple times to break them down. pause for a second. I need a cough. I also just realised that my microphone may not be cutting through when I'm talking over the video, but I was just thinking from that point, the solos are both sounding great so far, the bass and the keyboard, but from a drum point of view, I'm wondering if these sections are more quite improv for him. They do feel more like he's just got certain time signatures he needs to maintain, but it doesn't feel like as though it's as structured. He just has certain field changes that he needs to put in to make sure they know when to go to the next section. And he's got to cover so many bars. That's my kind of thought from listening to it, but interesting. Interesting cuts there on his guitar playing there, because I was actually listening to watching that, and what he was playing on the guitar was not matching what you're hearing in your ears. So my guess here is that he's improvised multiple variances on the solo, and they've just tried to cut together the best one they've got as far as footage wise. There was at least 3 different run throughs of that camera angle footage. I just love their looks at that point. They're just like, huh? What are you doing? The drummer's just gone off and lost the plot at that point.
Sounded really great though. Nice drum solo.
Aw, thanks. I only did it just for you.
Yeah, I think they were like, just for you, but also the rest of the band were just like, you are freaking kidding me. Shut up, what are you doing? So yeah, so it was obviously multiple takes they've done to get through, because you could tell from the camera cuts where there was constant changes where either the drumming or the guitars seems to be the main two that were cut, where they did slightly different things on there. So it's quite interesting to go in and recording a track where you've got the kind of the core structure, but you're allowed to completely improv. And it is, the thing I find with songs like this is it very much feels like it's a case of showcasing skills in a way. It's less about the song or the music, it's more a case of showing how good you are. And I don't know if that's what they're meant to be about, but that's what it kind of comes across to me. And it's why I find them interesting, but it's not something I would ever listen to as a kind of background track or something I'd listen to when I'm driving to work or something like that. It's more something you want to do to kind of understand, break it down, look at the technicalities, which is a little bit of a shame why the video on like the guitars is not synced up in any shape or form, because you can't really see what he's actually doing or what sort of techniques he's doing, because he's playing completely different sections to what he actually is on the recording. But it's I love the fact they're playing in the room. I love the fact you can see the certain things that kind of I can identify with as a musician, of that talking, the understanding, the counting through your sequences when you're working through the time signatures, the time changes, understanding from a drumming point of view the elements of the dynamics, and giving each of them their free reign to do what they want to do. So thumbs up for me from that point of view. And I love the fact it was a studio shot. I think if you're going to do a band recording something, do it in the studio. It's more interesting than just doing a performance video, I kind of thought. Now, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share, and that of course is how Dave does it.